Counties is a very proud union.
This is Jonah Lomu's province, and that weight of responsibility sits really heavily. Counties-Manukau has always been the battlers a little bit from downstate Highway 1, and I love that about it. It kind of has all the elements that if, or should I say when it clicks, it's going to be unstoppable.
The Counties-Manukau Steelers are one of the truly iconic teams of New Zealand's provincial rugby landscape. With a famous history of exciting players and underdog success, Counties, like all teams in this part of the world, have high expectations.
Not if you want to win the games, but if you want to win championships, which we need to do.
But for the last couple of years, things have begun to slip. And with just one win in 2019, Counties were relegated to the Championship of New Zealand's provincial rugby competition. Now in 2020, the team face another gruelling season in one of the largest breeding grounds for professional players.
It was, I guess, where you can kind of cut your teeth into New Zealand rugby.
With a new coach and players looking to prove themselves during one of the toughest periods in modern history,
I think with how this year's gone, we're just trying to enjoy it every day we can.
Counties, like the rest of the world, are looking to get on with the job no matter what challenges lay in their path.
Give them hell, boys, and be there for what's not me tonight.
Counties-Manukau is one of 14 unions that represent the provinces in New Zealand's domestic rugby competition, the Mitre 10 Cup. The union is made up of 17 clubs split between the city of Manukau on the southern edge of Auckland and then the rural areas that connect it to the northern Waikato region. Nicknamed the Steelers, the province has produced countless international superstars, and the current squad is a mix of full-time professionals and young players looking to take the next step in their career. Leading the union into the season is newly appointed CEO Aaron Lawton.
I think when you work in sport, you have so much uncertainty and things change so much anyway. But this year's probably been sort of off the charts in terms of that level of excitement and uncertainty and what's going on. You know, like it's been an interesting year.
Having been appointed in December 2019, it was only a few months before Lawton was facing one of the biggest challenges in the collective history of sport, COVID-19. Like everything else, rugby was heavily affected by rolling lockdowns, affecting the team's ability to train and play through a ban on mass gatherings.
We're talking the dark days of April here in New Zealand, level 4. I sat down with our finance lady and we started to sort of look through the cash flow forecast and go, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Our mentality here was it was two things. Ensure the union was financially solvent so that we would survive this. And the second thing was to protect our people. And we see our players, they're employees, they're part of it. So the sacrifices that they've made have also been made by the staff. And I took them through the financials and where we're at and I said, look, we're going to need to take pay cuts and I can't guarantee we're not going to lose some jobs here.
By June 2020, New Zealand had effectively eliminated COVID-19 and rugby returned with full stadiums. After the initial lockdown, the Mitre 10 Cup season looked set for its return date in August.
One thing that was really apparent quite early on was those core sponsors were like, we're with you, we're sticking by you. And I think the word I look at is tribalism. You know, there's tribalism from your fan base, your supporters club, to your sponsors, you know, even to an extent your clubs and your players. But there are guys who have accepted a lot less money to play here than their market worth. And they know that, and we know that. There's a real sense of purpose, and these players want to play for this union.
One player returning home is Baden Kerr. A seasoned professional, he has spent the last few seasons playing abroad in England and Japan. When the Japanese season was cancelled, Kerr, like many New Zealanders abroad, looked to return home.
The game is done. The
In his early career, Kerr was part of the 2012 and 2013 teams that won the championship and were promoted.
Back then, Tana Umanga just started coaching, and there's some pretty impressive players coming into the fold back then, and I was pretty lucky just to be able to pass them the ball. We had a lot of talent. Within 2 years, we won that championship, which was the second tier of the 14 teams. Took us into that premiership. And then the following year, we ended up winning the Ranfurly Shield for the first time in Counties history under Tana as well. So it was a pretty exciting couple of years there.
Since the success of the Umanga era, counties have struggled to produce similar results. Last year, this culminated in only one win all season in relegation.
We just haven't achieved, and I think the changes have been made, and I think, certainly in my gut I feel we've got the right people here. It kind of has all the elements that if, or should I say when it clicks, it's going to be unstoppable. And I think that was what really excited me about the position. It was like, this is a sleeping giant, man.
The most significant of these changes is new head coach Tai Lavea. While Lavea is a relatively young coach, he boasts a strong record, having coached St Kentigern College to 5 titles in 7 years.
I'm a failed athlete. No, I started coaching back in 2004 for Old Area College in South Auckland. It's a big PI, Polynesian, Māori, Pacifica school. It's a low decile school. A lot of challenges there for students. A lot of challenges for young men, really, as well. So sport seems to be an avenue where they can express themselves, and I really enjoyed that connection. There was a team there that we brought through for a good few years there, and we did really well.
Assistant coach Grant Henson, or Buff, played for Counties for over a decade. For the current group, here's the connection to the strong history of yesteryear.
Buff's obviously a very experienced Steeler. He's played over 100 games for the Steelers.
Finished playing in 2011. Tana took me on as his assistant in 2014 and been here ever since then. So yeah, quite a few years now. Too many to count for an old front row. Do you actually get a true day off when you're a rugby player in season? No. Not if you want to be good, Not if you want to win games, or if you want to win championships, which we need to do. Get back where we were. Okay, so sure we turn up day one next time having asked all those dumb little questions. Because dumb questions are important, but when we come to the moment, we need to nail our detail. You think when you're playing, you think that coaching is going to be a seamless transition, but once you hang the boots up, you can't get out and show what you're talking about, or can't do what you're talking about, and it takes a bit of getting used to. Once you understand how to get the best out of people and grow young men, it's actually quite challenging in itself, and it's really rewarding when things come off.
Okay, so just a really clear picture, boys, okay? There's a difference between attacking and going all out attack and being reckless of how we do it. Okay, so this is part of our game management side of stuff is going to be important. And I thought our game drivers in the week was outstanding. Okay?
Dean, we've actually got a bit of history. We've coached close to nearly 5 years together. We're very aligned, but we also, we challenge each other in a healthy way and in a respectful way. There's a lot of trust there between our vision for the game and how we want to play. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the season ahead.
We haven't got it right yet. Like that sleeping giant's still sort of snoring a little bit, and the challenge is to sort of be patient with that. The old sports cliche of trusting the process, and if you've got the right people, and I genuinely believe we've got the right people here, both on and off the field, then it's going to click, and when it does, it's going to be very exciting.
A lot of the guys here, they want to be professionals. It always brings that edge because you've got young guys who really want to do well and move on to higher honours.
I think that's on most of people's minds. If they perform well in this comp, they'll hopefully push for a super contract, and I think those that have already got super contracts just want to play well for their province.
The Mitre 10 Cup is the next step for emerging players. It's how Super Rugby teams are formed. It's an opportunity to prove yourself against the best and is a launch pad for a full-time career in rugby. International stars do not usually play in this competition, but due to the impact of COVID-19, All Blacks have been released to their unions for the first 2 fixtures.
No chat, boy, no chat.
Since this has been a new team, I want to make a statement with the boys that, it's just an awesome feeling playing NPC footy, It's if you're playing for your provincial union, it's a smaller and tighter community you're playing for.
When he's saying that stuff to the coach, and I know netball holds this place close to his heart as well, you know they're here for the right reasons. It's not about massive contracts or anything here. They're here for the love and the grassroots style stuff. Those two just walking into the room or walking into the gym, that lifts everyone's morale again. One of the first signings that Tai got across the line was Dalton, and it was pretty exciting for all of us here. He's a physical, loose forward that sort of fits the mould of what we want to bring in terms of our hard edge in the forwards and just raising the bar around professionalism and things like that.
It's just really pressure that ruck. Have 2 boys just nailing it constantly, just to fuck up the halfback. But don't flood it if there's an opportunity. But just keep pressuring. That's the big thing. Sweet.
Level 40.
How'd you wake up this morning? You wake up good?
Yeah, feeling good. Ready.
Winning mindset.
Champagne.
Champagne footy. Yeah.
Sort of want to just lead by example and your actions instead of barking too much, and try to be someone that they can approach too. Making sure that I'm approachable for any of the boys that want to ask me anything, and making sure that I go and speak to some of the boys that need help or anything.
They won't talk a lot. You get the sense they only talk when they need to, but when they do, everyone listens.
Counties have lived on being physical with their contact, and especially on defence, and nothing changes.
What my vision for this place is for Counties-Manukau to be seen as a provincial union that develops its people. We want local boys playing for this team. I think that's a really important part of provincial rugby. I want, young kids to grow up in our community here and see, your Dalton Papaliis or your Itene Nainai Satoros playing for the Steelers and be inspired by them. It is the pyramid, and our job is to build the base and then develop people through rugby.
Also playing for the Steelers is All Blacks legend Kieran Reid. After retiring from the All Blacks in 2019, Reid took up a contract in Japan. As the pandemic hit, Reid returned to New Zealand and took up the opportunity to play for his home union. With 127 test caps, Reid will bring a wealth of experience into the side.
So I was signed with Counties Academy out of school, so I would have probably played for the Steelers that year, 2004 it was. But I got injured, did my ACL knee right at the start of the year playing for the academy, so kind of missed that chance that year. Ended up going to Canterbury, and I guess the rest is history in that respect in terms of where my career went. Papakura is probably where I affiliate with. It's where I went to school. It's where I lived till I was 12, 13. Kind of feel like that's, I guess, home. That's where, you come back and there's all those memories of childhood and things. And, Roseville College, which is in Papakura, is a place, I really loved my high school years there. So it was, for me, it's definitely kind of that home. When you come back, it always feels familiar.
What I've noticed last week when he came in for the first time, he's just one of the boys. But what he does have is a lot of experience, obviously, and he's able to impart that in a very, casual, friendly manner to his teammates. And just with his status, with what he's done in the game, he's one of the All Black greats and obviously a leader of the All Blacks for a long period of time. That just, without him having to say anything, him just being part of it and turning up, that lifts everyone.
Having a guy with those accolades, and I've played with him, and I can vouch that he's probably one of the best one of the best footy players I've ever played with on the field and off the field. He's a bloody good bugger, and I just want to learn off him as much as I can being in here.
It's a bigger picture than read over it, just running out on the field. It's all the other stuff off the field. He's going to really help improve players and give back to his home union, which is bloody exciting.
As the team assembled for pre-season, a new COVID-19 outbreak was identified in Auckland, plunging the region back into strict lockdown measures and forcing the team again off the training pitch.
We started pre-season, we had two days, and then we went into lockdown for 2.5 weeks.
We did a lot of stuff via Zoom. Our trainer's been awesome, keeping the boys in shape and keeping them accountable to each other. And they've turned up in great nick. It's just in terms of getting that team cohesion right. But Tai's done a really good job around picking some really good leaders to drive that stuff, and the boys just want to do things for each other.
If we keep things nice and simple for the players, then they should be able to perform better. If we clutter them with too much, then it'd be very, very clunky. So we're very mindful of that, and we've got enough experience in the coaching group to understand that.
Now Counties-Manukau have 3 days before their opening game, a huge test against the reigning champions Tasman-Mako.
We know what it's like. Once you start attacking coming forward and you get out of your white zone, you're pretty much going to try and pull the trigger. Okay, so those first few phases are going to be real critical to how we trap them down there and making sure we're really numbered up on who's who, and then force them to kick, which they will. All right, and we get the ball back. That's the whole idea. So when we're doing defence and we're in kick-off setup, let's just nail positioning, those first few phases, and you should be good from there. Tasman, in terms of the squad, the name, they have this, they've just assembled as a team. There's not much footage to watch on them, so a lot of the focus has to be on yourself. Does that make sense? I've been very professional on the back end of the week. Right, so the numbers that Jed's showing us is very accurate, right, and we're going to get that spike right when we go tomorrow. Come Saturday, we're ready to go, boys. Within our next few days of preparation, it starts narrowing down. The players start taking more of a lead, especially the leaders.
The amount of talent that's in our squad is, pretty phenomenal. So, can't wait to run out alongside them this week and get stuck in.
Patia, 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 patia. Come on, Pati! Hey, hey! Ho! Power! That's a good one, bro!
Starting well is important. This competition, you get off to a good start, then you're in a good place. You go into, with your plan, then you let the boys go for it.
It's kind of a team, I grew up watching and got an affiliation with my heart and my family. I always wanted to live that dream of playing for them. I grew up with that dream. I guess a little fairy tale moment for myself.
It's been a very good week. One thing I'll say, give them hell, boys. And be their f***ing worst nightmare tonight. All right. You got the license to go. Go and play. All right, really exciting. Looking forward to the challenge for you guys. 1, 2, 3, go!
It was tough for Counties in 2019. Ended up dropping out of the premiership. They returned with a new coach in Tai Lavea, a stronger lineup and a determination to get back into the top flight. Traditionally one of the more entertaining teams in provincial rugby. And how good must it be for the Steelers players, especially the younger ones, to look around and see this great player, Kieran in their midst, a product of Rosehill College in Papakura. As a kid, he sat on the hill at the stadium with his brother. For the first time tonight, he gets to wear the colours of the team he so avidly supported. And so it's the defending champions, Tasman, who will kick off and set their season alight here against the Counties-Manukau Steelers. Kick goes deep, and Counties kicking out. No, Makaleo. This time the target is Frizzell. They drive on him. Makaleo's got the ball in hand. They're getting close to the line and over. Well, we talked a lot about the dazzling talent that they've got in their back line, but don't forget the men up front. They seem very well organised, and of course Ainley in forward. He's lifting this time, picks up Viriki Daveta, looking for his second. Over the line and over for the try. And Andrew Makaleo has got 2. But Counties bring it under control. No, they lose it, and now Viriki Daveta scores.
Of course, the score reads 21-3, and this could be the opportunity that you said they needed. So what do they go for?
I think they've got to go for the line, and I think they've got to back their maul, go for the maul. I know they've had a couple scored against them, but they just look a little bit disjointed in attack. So let's have a crack at the maul. Let's take them on at their own game.
And who better to throw it to than Kieran Reid? Such a great line out forward. This one's collapsed in a heap. Great scrum position here, right out in front of the post. Tasman putting the heat on, though. Ball squirts out, though. Tomatene has got it. Stopped just short. They're close, they're over. Well, that's a great moment, and I think it's Putu Leavasa who's got up with the ball. It is 2.
Massive moment in the game.
Strong on the close to the line. Straight,
Close to the line, 5-metre line out. This could be a really big moment in the first half here. They take it down through Leavasa, and the hooker has got a Tongia Tama, and Papalii now getting close to the line. They're claiming a try. Yeah, try it is. After being in a real bad spot, the Steelers have fought back. Half-time. Well, it was all Tasman early on, but Counties-Manukau, the Steelers, have fought back well, and at the break, the defending champions lead by just 4 points, 21-17.
What's in the corner, boys? Back to the side. If you're just passive and waiting for them to land and Velcro, we can't do any impact from a backdoor perspective, so you've got to get through with the option. Let's try and go through them. Once you go through them, then the space will come on the edge. Okay, so simple. Big boys around the corner, let's get physical with them, try and run over top them.
Discipline's key. With the team, opportunities for them inside our half, it's going to be really, really important. You have to take that line out of the game. Let's go for it. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, let's go, boys.
First five minutes.
So second half starts, and we've got a contest on our hands. Here's Jordan, and well, thought about kicking, but why? When you can glide through a gap like that, Jordan fires it away. Whainga Anuku steaming down the touchline, and boy, they made that look easy. It's 28-17, but they've taken it quickly. Oh, brilliantly done. Tomatene and Kurandrani gets the ball away. Oh, couldn't take it cleanly, Tomatene.
It's disappointing, very disappointing for Counties, because you felt that they need something out of that attacking rate.
You can see what Hunt's thinking. He's the skipper. Nails another one. All defence here for Tasman. Scoring another try. 41 points to 24, the final score.
You know, if you're ill-disciplined and you give them opportunities inside your 22, they're a very, very clinical team, very accurate.
We've showed glimpses, I guess, today, patches of that game right in it, you know, so especially going into half-time, so we fought our way back.
Some individual areas that hurt us, but in saying that, you know, like, we'll get better. The more game time we get together, the more times we get training, and, you know, boys will be better for this experience. There's a lot of good stuff to move forward with.
The result is a stark reminder of the quality of the league and the first of many different challenges the Steelers will face this season.
Collected eventually by Baker. Weber for the corner!
Yeah, I was pissed off. That's definitely not how we wanted to represent ourselves.
Oh, beautifully done!
What I don't want you guys to do is go in your shells.
We're not here to joke and laugh around all the time. I don't stand a job if I build happy environments. It comes down to wins and losses.